Welcome to the newest episode of Not FFPÖ. Malinda told me to not do the intro like that, and he will hate me forever. This is Caught in Chaos, episode 1, featuring an Austrian and a close to being an Austrian.
Well, I have the flag behind me.
Yeah, the nationalistic pride is getting to you. Because we actually deal with the current pandemic kind of okay. Oh, let me actually put my Austrian glasses on. I don't need them, but you know. Yes, we are here for the first time. Guys, we have been holding back a little bit what this show is all about. We wanted to keep it a mystery a little bit. And yeah, we decided on doing a little bit of news and a little bit of everything. So, Malinda, why don't you take it away?
Yes, it's been 39 days since we were announced that we're going into partial lockdown. So, first of all, we need to remind you that this show is not a comedy show. Like, we're not gonna do comedy.
Yeah, there will be no laughter. No laughter.
Yeah. So, I mean, we will try to make it funny. Like, we're gonna bring some topics that covers most of the stuff that happens during the pandemic.
Yes.
And we're gonna review some of the headlines that made worthwhile our time. Probably you might have heard it, but you're gonna hear it anyway from us. Paul, you wanna start with the Austrian stuff that you like?
Yeah, sure.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time, you know.
Yeah. What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the reviews or what we haven't? As you can see, we are perfectly adept at planning our segments here. Which Austrian news do you want me to do first? Do you want me to do the reviews or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then let's dive right into the first segment where I didn't do a proper segment slide, but I've been scouring the internet the last few weeks because I have nothing else to do, and one big thing that brought me solace over the last few weeks was reading brothel reviews of brothels in the countryside in Austria.
Because it's important.
Huh?
It's important when you have to review the brothel reviews.
Yeah. Something went horribly wrong. Or horribly right, depending on who you ask, that you have to write a review for a brothel. So let's start with the first one. This is Charisma Bar in Graz. Some of them have actually, on average, have pretty good ratings, but then you have that one guy who really hates the place. So the first one is Charisma Bar, and the first review is from Christian. It's 1 star. And he says, always when I'm going there, the door is locked. Either Christian has horrible timing and he comes there like at noon, like he wants pussy at noon.
So wait a minute. Did he review this while
he was there?
Period?
Like he's fucking and he's like 1 star.
He has to be more specific. He has to be more specific on which door was closed.
Oh yeah. He could get into it, but then the door to the toilet was closed or something like that. Or all the doors are closed. Like he breaks into it every single time. Yeah. So Christian apparently didn't have a great time at Charisma. Next one is Tommy, a local guide with exactly 8 reviews. I don't know how you get to be a local guide with 8 reviews. He says, the boss himself has told me to call him back in an hour. I did that, and the number is disconnected. Apparently, not that good at customer interaction, except when it comes to the meat and bones, the meat and bones of the operations. Yeah. All right, next guy. I had to block out the whole name. Mr. Anonymous. You pay the females, the women a drink, and they disappear after 2 sips. So is it like they disappear, like they fade away, like in Back to the Future, like in a puff of smoke? they're all robots and they like explode because you keep feeding them drinks. Yeah, that actually exists now. They have like, I think in Spain or something like that, they have a brothel now that's like only robots.
So you fuck a robot?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yes. No, you fuck the one person who's regular maintenance staff. You fuck the engineer who has to maintain the fuck robots. You know, you get to talking. You're like, hey man, what's your job like here? And he's like, yeah, it's a lot of elbow grease that you need, actual elbow grease. And he like lifts up a tub of elbow grease. You know, like it's only from the finest elbows. All right, so next one is Feldkirchen in Kärnten has a brothel called Römerbad Casa Carinthia. You know, classy name. I don't know why it needed Römerbad plus Casa plus Carinthia. I think they were just like, let's throw all the names in there. And the first one, rude Italians do not recommend. Does he think everybody's Italian there because it's a Roman bathhouse? Like Roman bathhouse? Or were there actual Italians there? Because it is close to the border, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
David seems to know his shit, you know? He's doing he's doing this while fucking. Very rude. Very rude.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Bernd was not happy at all. You expect 100% discretion and anonymity from a high-quality brothel, and neither the staff, nor the waiter, nor the girls keep it tight. I hope the girls keep it tight. That's the whole job, you know?
Well,
I had the biggest problems with my wife, which led to a breakup, and if more details are released, I will file a claim for damages. Here you have the most Austrian review of a brothel. They kept the information not tight enough.
And it was not tight.
Toit. Yep.
I think
so good.
many people who goes to brothels usually say that.
What?
It was not tight.
Oh yeah. The only thing that was tight was my money in my wallet. That's the only thing that is tight. I love too that he like threatens to sue them over a Google review. So I had to look into Bernd because Bernd is fascinating to me, and he has 27 reviews. So I looked at his reviews, and okay, I don't know if you're gonna love this or hate this, but this is what Bernd reviewed: a children's playground.
First of all, Bernd, what are you doing at a children's playground?
And Bernd is like at least 50 or 60. At the things that I read about him, he seems older than that. Yeah.
You shouldn't be at a playground.
But okay, he's like, nice playground. Sadly, a lot of foreigners. You don't meet any Austrians there. Burkas in my own country, I don't like to see. I don't like to see burkas in my own country.
Well,
that is his whole review, and he still gave the place 3 out of 5 stars.
It's a playground, of course. It's not a ski resort. Who do you expect to see? Austria?
I love Bernd. He seems like a really solid character. Bernd seems lovely, yeah. Especially because the last review I think he did was the one with the like that one with the brothel. The brothel one was the last one he did, I think. Yeah. So maybe, or no, actually the playground one is the last one. Yeah. Something like that. So he seems like a real cool dude. Probably very liberal, you know. All right.
He's gonna love this podcast.
Yeah. Bernd is gonna be our biggest fan. He's gonna donate to our Patreon, and he's gonna he's gonna send us really nice gifts. You know. So the last place that we're looking at today is Villa Deluxe in Klagenfurt. It's a bar and a brothel, a
Mm-hmm.
brothel, a
Mm-hmm.
barful, a barful. Ugh. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's a and first guy, Paul. Paul reviews 1 star. It's a month ago. Beds are not clean. Have fear of corona. I mean, if you go to a brothel, expect corona. That's the least of your
At
worries.
least
You know?
that's probably gonna be the thing that you're gonna happy with when you come out of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Fuck,
When it
I
comes
only
to
got corona.
STDs, corona is totally fine.
Yeah.
And you have a story to tell. You can tell the
Mm-hmm.
people like, I got corona while getting laid in the brothel.
At least you got it happily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did something I really love doing, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the drawback, is that I got corona. But I love
Mm-hmm.
that he's like, beds are not clean, ergo, I'm gonna get corona. Oh man. So,
Yeah.
and then one more guy, I think. I think he's German because it uses the word moin, which is just Morgen. So,
Mm-hmm.
hi, my guys. Hello, servus, hello. My girlfriend didn't like it that much, but I found it really hot.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, hats off to the girlfriend for at least trying to get to go to a brothel with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like or I mean, her boyfriend. Not a lot of people are that down to clown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That has been the reviews for this week of local brothels. If you have, dear viewers, if you have a subject matter where I should look up reviews online, please put them in the description, in the comments below, and the next time your suggestions might get picked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feel free to always say something on the chat so we know you're there.
Alive, and we're doing this not for just our entertainment. I mean, I like this. I'm very happy that we're doing this together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this has been my reviews.
So while Paul had all his time to review about the reviews about brothels.
I do important hard work here. Very
Yeah.
hard work.
I think it's actually good to know which brothels to go after this pandemic,
Yeah.
because most of y'all have been stuck at your houses.
Yeah.
Most of the time, some people are alone.
I don't
Like,
get
that's
why
the thing.
brothels are not essential workers. I don't get that.
Like, if you, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is actually essential work if you think about it. But
Yeah.
the problem is people are not allowed to go out to go there, so that's maybe why.
How about like Miam style home delivery brothels?
Yeah, there is a name for it. It's called escorting.
Oh, right. It's a bit expensive.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's actually, now that we are all coming, like, now you can come out of the house and roam freely since 2 days, I think. So it's good thing. It's all getting positive, as we can all see. The numbers are going down. While, like, I was stuck at home, I developed a new skill. So maybe some of y'all have also developed some new skills.
Right.
I like how to play poker. So now I'm coming out with
Which style of poker? Texas
Texas
Hold'em
Hold'em.
or?
Texas Hold'em.
Nice.
So now the thing is, I'm coming out from this pandemic with 2 addictions. Yeah, if you're
Jerking
thinking
off
alcohol,
and
yeah. So gambling addiction and a porn addiction.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
Pornhub is all free.
I bet your heroin use is way down. Like
Yeah, I couldn't find any.
yeah. Yeah, the all the Italian doctors just took it and they're like, we need any pain medication. Just give, like, it's like on the streets, like with a drug dealer, hey, psst, how much Xanax do you still have? Oh, sorry. How much Xanax do you have, huh?
And yeah, it's also funny because when Austria went down to partial lockdown, I think Austria is the least country who was scared about that because most of people in
we hate
Austria
ourselves,
realized.
so it doesn't matter. Like,
That's the thing. Like most people in Austria realized like there is a name for their lifestyle. It's called self isolation. Like I'm not a boring person anymore. I'm just self isolating.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, introvertism helps in this scenario. It helps a lot. Yeah.
but what I didn't understand is like some people were doing a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and boasting about it on
Yeah.
social media.
That's what I don't get. Like, if you commit a crime, don't put it on Facebook. Don't put
Don't
it on
snitch on
Instagram.
yourself.
Huh?
Don't snitch on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're your worst own enemy. Yeah.
It's like, nah, you shouldn't be boasting about shit that you shouldn't be doing in the first place. It just makes you an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, like there are people who barely left the apartment, but soon after the lockdown was announced, everybody wants to fucking go for a run.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to go hang out in the park.
Yeah, the bicyclists especially. Like, I use the bike just to get, from A to B, and don't use it like rarely as a recreational tool. But the amount of bicyclists that were out on the Danube the first time they were like, hey, you can go out and weather is nice, it was insane. It's like that.
Like I like how the Austrian weather played a big part in it. Like, seeing sun in Austria is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
Soon after the lockdown, the sun was like, hey, motherfucker, I'm gonna shine the whole time.
I'm gonna mess up your whole game, guys.
You have to stay indoors.
Yeah.
Here, I can come out.
Here, the 2 weeks where it's not too hot and not too cold, but also it's the most critical time to stay inside. Do you like to be tempted? Like, it's also like a very Catholic thing. Like, it's definitely like God testing us. Like, here's all the temptations you can have, but stay inside, guys. Yeah. Oh, all right. I think you have some news from the home front.
Yeah. Like, so Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Like, very happy to hear like Sri Lanka is handling the coronavirus pandemic pretty well. The authorities are really doing really good job. But if you think, but not really. Like they took it serious from the beginning.
No. I mean,
the fun part is the fun part is like in many countries, people have to go after the authorities. Like, hey, can you check me? I need to know if I have coronavirus. But now back home, it's the opposite. The authorities are running behind people like, like they are trying to test everybody and get this shit over with as soon as possible.
It's like in Taken, like the government is like Leslie, what is his name? He's like, I have a certain set of skills. I will find you. I will hunt you down. Like,
no, exactly. Like,
that's the Sri Lankan government right now.
Our people are not used to going to hospitals and like doing like they don't like
used
doctors.
To going to hospitals.
They don't like
that's
doctors.
A bad sentence, no matter where you are.
Exactly. Like not a doctor as what you do as a profession. It's just you don't like to go to the doctors.
Right.
I've been living in Austria for 6 years. I probably have been to the doctor twice.
Yeah, I mean, but you're also a young fella. Did you have, in those two cases, did you actually have something?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Like,
so.
Yeah.
It's about smoking, so.
Yeah, but also you told me like the lucky thing for Sri Lanka was that there should have been elections, right?
Yeah.
And the coronavirus just blocked that, like.
Yeah, so we don't have a government right now or a parliament. The parliament was dissolved.
Yeah.
So like people with actual brains are the ones behind this operation right now.
Yeah, that's the problem. You hired competent people to run the show. That was your first mistake. That was your first mistake to. Yeah, look at like the US. Like they are doing fine. They are doing fine.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the governor of Florida trying to put on a mask?
No, I didn't see that video.
He did the strap like this, and then he had the ear strap. You know, he put it behind his head, and did it like a Bane mask. You know, like, and the other thing was just flopping around. It is surprising that it's not worse right now in the US.
Well, they think COVID-19 is the 19th version of COVID.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
It's not a software.
No, it's like an assault rifle. You go by the numbers, right? Yeah. We start with the first one, and then you work your way up. Yeah. So COVID-20 is gonna be dope. You know. They drop a release every year. They're the biggest band right now.
Yeah, and one funny thing that caught my eye in Sri Lanka, what happened was, there was a set of robbers. Now I don't know what these motherfuckers were thinking.
Okay.
Because you are under lockdown. It's not partial, it's curfew. You're not allowed to go outside the house, so everybody's inside the house.
Right.
So there were a group of robbers who went robbing houses. Yeah. They were taking the risk.
That's a big brain move. That's a big brain
during
move.
curfew, you know. You're not allowed,
nobody else is robbing right now. All the robbing potential is right there for the taking.
People stopped wars. Corona stopped wars.
Yeah.
Robbers?
No. They're out hustling, you know.
And then
they've read that book. The what is it? The seven things to be a successful businessman or something like that. They have like a self-help book that has, and point 3 is like keep hustling, you know, let nobody stop you. Yeah.
And the villagers caught one of them while they're trying to escape.
Of course.
And then the problem was the villagers beat him up and handed him over to the police.
Right.
Coincidentally, that motherfucker had corona. So the police station and the village had to be like quarantined, like they were sealed.
Oh my God.
That's
amazing. That's amazing.
Like imagine the police station of the village has to go into like quarantine. Like okay, fuck. Yeah, fuck.
I think I have a clip for that. All right. Okay.
Congratulations, you play yourself.
I shouldn't do live edits, maybe.
No.
But yeah, it's.
Congratulations, you play yourself.
There we go. Boom, played it. It's DJ Khaled saying congratulations, you played yourself.
No.
Yeah. Amazing.
And also, I think you heard the president of Philippines going all Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland during the pandemic. Off with his head.
Oh yeah.
Like, he ordered to be like everyone who breaks the rules to be shot during this restriction period. So
Smart.
Desperate times, desperate measures, I guess.
Really desperate. Really fucking desperate. This is like 4 a.m. at a bar and trying to get laid desperate. Like this is so sad. Okay.
They don't stay home. Fucking shoot them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, speak about a good king. The Thai king self-isolated himself in Germany. So he fled the country that he's ruling. Came to Germany and
he knows how bad it is there, like from a medical standpoint, and like I'm not staying here. Thank you very much, my dear citizens, but I'm gonna be out of here. Like
he retreated. He was like, before the war comes, he's like, yeah, take it all. I'm leaving. But Thailand is doing actually. Their numbers are not that high, so considerably they don't.
Sure,
Uh,
they are.
so yeah, like the thing is like the government allowed like all the hotels are closed in Germany as
Yeah.
well as many other places in Europe, but the government allowed to run that hotel, and
Sure.
he checked into the hotel with 20 other women for himself. So
he's self-isolating.
yeah, that's a good king.
Yeah, that's a pretty good king. Yeah, that's. I mean, if you are just in power because of a bloodline, might as well enjoy yourself.
He didn't want to be the king in the first place. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it's bloodline stuff, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh no, your daddy was it, so now you have to do it as well. Like it's yeah, it's like mechanics, you know, like I'm a 12th generation car mechanic. I don't know, cars don't exist that long. My great grandfather worked on horses. I don't know, like yeah. Oh my god. All right. Do you want to do the next segment, the transportation stuff?
Go ahead.
All right. We actually have a segment intro for this one, so boom. It's planes, trains, and automobiles. All right. Man, we are in the transportation segment because even though we are all on lockdown, somehow in the last few weeks, there is still some weird news regarding transportation. So I collected 3 of them that I really, really enjoyed. Let me just quickly go into the news segment. All right. Okay. So the first one that happened was a derailment, a train derailment in the US, in Los Angeles, because because of the coronavirus, a guy got a little bit insane in the membrane and successfully tried to derail a train that he was on. He was I think the technician or the conductor or something like that. So he was like in charge of the train. And his goal was to crash the train into a boat, into a ship that was anchored in the harbor in Los Angeles.
And his motive was?
Huh? And his motive was that the government was like hiding some COVID-19 stuff on that boat.
On that boat?
Yeah, and sinking that boat would have, you know, stopped the spread. Like it's like that boat was a big ass 5G tower basically, you know, and he wanted to like take that out. He didn't go far with his plan didn't work out as he thought, because the train is quite far away from the actual dock, so he only went like 2 blocks and then stopped, 250 yards. So genius tried to sink a boat. He clearly we are dealing with a trained assassin here. You know?
Trained.
Yeah. No. This was.
Here comes the puns.
Yeah, this is gonna be a movie in like 4 or 5 years, and it's gonna be called Training Day 2. Oh, look out! It's a train. No, he really tried to train on the parades that the American government is trying to throw right now. Okay, enough puns.
Yeah.
But I looked up the punishment, because train derailments, that's not a like a regular thing that happens all the time. So I looked up the California legal code for what the punishment for
derailing a train.
Derailing a train is, and it's actually in there. It's in the Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8 of Crimes Against the Person, Chapter 5, Attempts to Kill. So it says here, every person who unlawfully throws out a switch, removes a rail, or places any obstruction on any railroad with the intention of derailing any passenger, blah, 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 is guilty of a felony and punishable with death. Already great. Is punishable with death or imprisonment in the state prison for life without possibility of parole in case somebody actually suffers a death or the proximate result thereof. So that guy he fucked up. Like, at least if you do a crime where you know that the punishment could be death, you really, really want to make sure that your plan works. Like, you want to.
Let's say his heart was in the right place.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. So that was our
like
first.
Most villains.
Yeah. He's like a really shitty Lex Luthor.
It's like, I'm gonna go to jail for life. But I'm gonna stop Corona.
Best case scenario is prison for life. Worst case scenario is death. So, and it's not like California hasn't executed anybody in the last few. I think Arnie executed a few people. So yeah. All right. Second planes, trains, and automobiles story comes out of the lovely, lovely country France. It is a plane story because I call the story Frenchman gives up the dream of flying immediately, because he so the story was there's this military contractor or weapons contractor and they had like a manager in the who retired, and they threw him like a party at the end, and one of their surprise gifts was a joyride in a Dassault Rafale B. For those who don't know, that's a fighter jet that goes real fast and needs a lot of training by the pilot to not black out and stuff like that, or panic or whatever. But they got special ministerial, somehow they figured out they could like just, ask somebody, hey, how about we go for, a plane ride with this guy? So it's a two-seater. So you have the actual pilot who was trained and the guy sitting behind him. I think behind him. I'm not sure anymore. I don't know the actual layout of the canopy of the Rafale B. But the moment they lifted off, the guy panicked and apparently didn't get the right instructions on how to sit in this plane. So he squeezed something, and that something was the ejector seat. So the guy just, like, they were starting to fly up, and then the guy went just like, Wah! And the thing is, not a lot of people were flying in Rafale Bs in the first place. It's a very expensive plane. It's like man hours to fly it are really, really expensive. But one thing that's even more expensive than that is ejecting out of the plane. Because the canopy gets exploded off, the glass hood gets exploded off. So that's gone. You can't reuse that. And the seat is also gone, And there's actually a club by I think the manufacturer who makes the ejector seats, and they give you like a certificate saying that you're like in the ejector club. So, because apparently it's a really dangerous and really bad for your neck and stuff like that. So yeah, the guy must have I'm surprised he didn't die of a heart attack while he was flying outside, because that thing goes fast, and then you get ejected fast. Like it's like double fast in two different directions. Yeah, but there were no serious injuries. Like everything worked perfectly fine. Lucky that it wasn't, a British plane, because that would have definitely killed him. It would have exploded while taking off. So that was our plane story.
And what's left now?
And the last one is another boat story, an exclusive boat story, a boat versus boat story. David versus Goliath, the king of the sea versus another king of the sea. It is a story that comes out of Venezuela, where Venezuela has a few new, relatively new patrol boats. They're relatively, they had 4 plants. They
For people going out or for people coming in?
Both things. But it's let's be honest, leaving. Yeah, it's Venezuela. It's leaving. It's definitely leaving. Yeah. But so what happened was that one of the boats that were in service, so they're foreign service. I didn't find a real price per boat, sadly. I only found like a contracted ship that is very similar that they sold to Morocco. So let's just say that ship cost around 70 million euros. Just that's ballpark, ballpark of that ship. 70 million, pretty new for a ship. So top of the line basically when it comes to patrol boats. So they were patrolling out in the sea, and they saw what they thought, according to them, was a cruise liner, a cruise ship that was, according to them, in Venezuelan waters, and they were radioing them in, and they said, "Hey guys, you're in Venezuelan water. Come with us. You are breaking international law. Blah blah blah." They were like, "Nah, our GPS is correct. We're definitely in international waters. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Just let us. We have a little bit of engine troubles. Just let us sit for half an hour and then we're gone. And we're in international waters anyways." The Venezuelan guy overreacted a little bit and wanted to force that boat immediately to the harbor. So they tried to ram it. What they didn't realize was that the RCGS Resolute is a 5-star ice-strengthened expedition cruise ship, which is built for the most difficult situation in packed ice. Now, a Venezuelan ship, I don't want to bang on that it's newly built, basically. It should be good, but it immediately sank. Because so that's how you end up, sinking 70 million into the water. That's how you do it. And I think I have live footage of Maduro, the current president, trying to take a bite out of that icebreaker ship. Can I?
What did you do, Paul? What did you do?
I just play a clip of Maduro taking a bite out of a ship. It's the video where he eats an enchilada while telling his people that they should, not eat that much. Yeah, empanada. Sorry, I don't.
I was like,
wrong dish. I'm sorry.
I need to Google how to cook that one.
Yeah. So this has been planes, trains, and automobiles. This has been my segment. My second segment. Yeah. All right. We are getting to the close of the show, Malinda.
How about the conspiracy theory?
What do the people say? Let's
go to people. Yeah. So, Ion says, "Greetings from the opposite side of the world."
Hey.
From Australia. Hey,
right on. Australia in the house. Nice. Good to hear.
Andreas Kammer. Comedy shows is what I miss most during quarantine. So quench my thirst, please.
We are here to quench, I hope.
Yeah. Ali and Joe says Bernd rules. Bernd has a lot of
rules. Of course.
Bernd has a lot of
a piece of shit recognizes another piece of shit. I can see that. Yeah.
So
love you, Joe.
Razwan says phone shops reviews next, please.
What reviews?
Phone shops.
I'll look into that. Yes.
Yeah. And Andrea says people of Walmart.
That's also pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. We can do Mexican Walmart.
Yeah, Joe, we know Walmart. People of Walmart are your people. So Andreas also says he's a total introvert, but he's not allowed to do shit. I want to do shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and also Andreas points out that the US didn't had a single school shooting
this much since 2002. Yes, Yay! Well done, USA!
And yeah,
That was
Ellie says,
Trump's secret
my
plan.
hair slays. Thank you.
Huh?
Ellie says, my hair slays. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you definitely have the slayer of hairs.
Yeah, that's what happens when you can't go to the fucking barber. I don't trust anybody else with my hair.
I mean, my hair is beyond saving, anyways. I'm actually thinking of going full bald for the remainder of the quarantine. Just shave my head completely. Yeah. I don't know, guys. If you think that's a good idea or a really really bad idea, tap it down in the comments below. Oh god damn it! I think I'm gonna have to do that now. Great.
To go to bold, like to go bold.
Yeah.
Should have done that when the lockdown started,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, this is horrendous, anyways. All right.
So since we are right now at the end of the show, I really want to bring this conspiracy theory that I cannot let go since the day I heard.
Mm-hmm.
That 5G.
The 5G towers. Yeah.
Bro, coronavirus.
Yeah.
This is something that everybody else is talking about right now, I know. And
I mean, they're right.
No.
Because, carrier pigeons caused the Black Plague,
Yeah.
Yeah. The first cases of like during Roman times, the what was it? The thing where everything falls off. What is it called? Whatever. That disease, that was because of the roads they were building.
Remember, Sri Lankan, not very friends with diseases and
Right.
Medicare.
and it was the first pandemic started in Egypt when they started to write down stuff on scrolls and send it to each other. Yeah, it's always communication. It's always communication that causes diseases. Yeah, never talk to anybody ever. That way, actually, that's really true as well. Like just don't talk
in
ever
the future,
to anybody.
we have to talk about this too, like post-pandemic, how post-pandemic human trust is gonna look like.
Oh yeah.
So,
dude,
in one of the upcoming...
I think like tongue kisses are gonna be the new greeting for like anti-vaxxers. They're like, I don't care. Like, this is my colleague Bob.
Jose's leprosy. That's leprosy.
Leprosy. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That was because the Bible and all that stuff. That all caused leprosy. Every time you try to distribute information, people get sick. Yeah.
The thing what I don't understand is 5.
It was Morse code who caused syphilis, in the First World War.
So, like, are people not gonna use 5G? The ones who are like,
Oh, they don't know. They probably don't know. They have their phone on 5G anyways in like 5 years.
Like, it's they say it's dangerous for people, but like it's still non-ionizing, and I don't know. Like I can't like explain all science here.
Ooh, yeah. We're gonna have a segment the next time called the Malinda Science Hour.
Not a good idea.
You get a whiteboard and get real crazy.
It's still radio waves.
Right.
Like it's not like up some gamma shit,
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not actual like radiation.
It's not gonna break your cells or atoms the way people think,
Honestly, it's also just the fact that like every time something like this comes out, it's more complicated to explain than the last thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it has a more higher power mode than 4G, but that's only for tunneling. So in reality, it actually emits less in certain scenarios and all that stuff. So, like, how do you explain bandwidth hopping to somebody who doesn't even have like an idea about like electromagnetic stuff? It's really hard. Yeah. No, the towers. I hope we're gonna. Honestly, what I'm waiting for is a guy who burns down a 5G tower and then the 5G tower falls on him. Like that's that's what I'm waiting for. Like
people
because
already
you're
have
already
started
dumb
burning
enough
them.
to put a flame to a 5G tower, but also that it hits you. That would be kind of, poetic justice a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So
What is your signal strength now? 5 bars. Ah! Man, my connection was never better. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's also probably because people are bored. Like crazy people that have free time at home are way more dangerous than crazy people who have a job. I mean, they're still
exactly.
a job that doesn't give them power. Let's put it that way,
And people always use the same technology to blame the same technology that they want to.
Yeah.
Who's like everybody who says Facebook is bad says that on Facebook.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. Totally. Yeah. This is like a Christian who's like, I'm a Christian while killing somebody. Like love thy neighbor. Like, have you heard about that concept? Like people have the weirdest blind spots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I think this has been our show for
This
this
has
week.
been a wonderful episode, the first episode.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody who joined us. We had like average 24 people.
Yep.
We keep getting more and going low. But thank you very much for everybody who stayed from the beginning. We have a lot of things to talk about in the upcoming weeks.
This is gonna be
and we're gonna have guests. We're gonna have guests
Yes.
in our show as well. This is just the pilot for us to test how it's gonna go. The segments will be more like organized.
Yeah, this was more or less of a test run, and it worked out pretty well. I think.
But we are really glad that we had all of you hanging out. If you want us to, like, rather than not just the reviews, if you want anything else for us to talk about, because I think this is the only quarantined vodcast, if that's what people call it. Like, people call it nowadays.
It's the only quarantine vodcast in Austria, at least.
Austria. So and it's also like, we are bringing the whole international perspective into the show as well. So if you want us to talk about anything, just put down on the comments. We'll make sure we will talk about them. And
of course, tell your friends if you enjoyed
have
this.
so many other. Yeah, tell your friends to join us. We're also going to talk about relationships because this quarantine might have been a wonderful time period for you to either get to know each other very well and
get to know each other. Like, this is a shithead I'm living with.
Imagine somebody was like on March 11th, somebody was planning to break up. Breaking up. Like going on the weekend, like today is the one when I'm gonna say like this is not gonna work out. But then the lockdown came. If you were together, that would have been an interesting 1 month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But if you were not together, I think that would have been an easy 1 month. So we're going to talk about those things in the upcoming future as well.
Yes.
And
follow us on our social media stuff, obviously. Subscribe to Malinda's stuff.
Please, there is the subscribe button, I think, on below. Click that, support us, and tell your friends. We will be back next Sunday at 5.
Yes.
That's it from me. I'm Malinda Perera.
And I'm Paul Jacobs. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you the next time. Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.